So overall, I have mixed feelings on these. I actually really like, well, it's been a while since I've given anything away, so let's change that. There will be a message that'll pop up on the screen, and the first person to do it wins. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Well, I needed a headset, mostly to take calls on my business phone. So Woot was having a flash sale, and this was one of them. So I decided to try them out. These are the XClear Icanonic, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I bought them specifically because they had this long stem here that kind of sticks down, much like the Wise Buds Pro or AirPods, because the thought is that that microphone being down closer to your mouth will give you better sound. I had a pair that I bought for my business phone, and people said that they couldn't hear me very well, and there was no stem sticking down. It was just all that little part that goes right in your ear. So I will play you a clip later on so you can hear what the microphone sounds like on these, and they are pretty clear. We'll talk about sound quality, both when listening to music and voice stuff like audiobooks and podcasts. As I said, I'm going to play you a clip of the microphone so you can hear what it sounds like so you can decide for yourself if it's going to work for you for making calls or being on Zoom calls or whatever you're doing. We'll talk about battery life and we'll talk about things that I do like and things that I don't like about these things. Okay, let's talk about the sound quality. First of all, I would say as far as the XClear name, I really think that they kind of live up to that because the sound is pretty clear. You have a pretty good spectrum of highs and lows and even in the mids, everything's pretty clear. It felt like you could really hear all the different instruments in the music. So I like that, especially for the price. Another good thing, the bass. The bass, sometimes when you're listening to earbuds especially, there's lower sounds that get translated up to a higher pitch. They're louder, but it gets translated out to a higher pitch and it doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound like the song if you actually know the song. I tested it out with some old 90s old school rap and R&B and I was really pleasantly surprised that these could reproduce that really low bass. It wasn't really loud, but I was surprised that I felt like the bass was pretty accurate. I should point out here that these come with different size silicone tips, so you could change these out and get the best fit for your ears. Or sometimes it seems like when you put in the right ear tips, it makes a big difference, especially on the low end of whatever you're listening to on earbuds. Which brings me to another point. I do think that these are pretty darn comfortable. Okay, I called another phone and left a voicemail so I could play that clip for you so you can hear what it sounds like when you're talking through that microphone and what the other person is going to hear. So let's go ahead and play that clip. All right, this is what someone hears when they call you. I'm leaving myself a voicemail so you guys can hear what these things sound like when someone calls you. How is the audio? Is it clear? Is it not? Guess we'll find out. So as you heard, the mic is actually surprisingly good. I'm really pretty impressed with the sound quality overall on these things, especially for that price. Okay, let's talk about battery life. It charges through USB-C. There is a battery indicator on the front of the case because it is a charging case, which means there's a battery in the case as well as the earbuds themselves. So you use the earbuds and then you can put it back in the case and the case will recharge the earbuds. When you put these in, it gets pulled in magnetically, which is cool. A light will light up and you'll see it'll be either red or blue. If it's red, it needs to be charged. They're claiming 5 hours on the earbuds themselves and up to 14 with the charging case. Here's the problem. After charging all night and letting them completely charge up, what I did was I tested them out and I noticed that one of the earbuds died after 2 hours and 5 minutes. I let the other one keep on playing until it died, and that did take just over 5 hours. However, when I charged them back up, the same thing happened. The one earbud did the same thing. It died in 2 hours and 5 minutes. The other one, again, over 5 hours. So that one earbud in here might be just a lemon, but I thought I would pass that information on to you so you can make that choice for yourself. So I would say that The 14 hours is probably a pretty good guess. It may even be longer than that because there are 4 bars on here, and when I charged the earbuds in the case, it only lost 1 out of 4 bars. And when I charged them again, it only lost another bar. So I'm thinking that this is going to go for possibly even more than the 14 hours if that other earbud would last more than just 2 hours. Okay, I dropped one and I did find it because I could hear it playing something from the phone. When it connected, it just automatically started playing, and so I could hear it and track the noise. They pair very easily and nicely with iPhone and Android. I tested it on both. One nitpicky thing that I don't really like about these is this hard, kind of cheap plastic material. It's okay, but you can definitely tell that it's not like a luxury item. But I mean, they're fairly lightweight, they're comfortable, they look decent, so I think they're fine. I just think that that could be better. Something that I really don't like on any earbuds, and these have it, is the capacitive touch buttons. I want just regular buttons because if if they slip out of your ear at all when you're going for a walk or doing whatever, and you go to push it back in your ear, you're gonna pause or go to the next song or lose your place in a podcast or whatever. That drives me nuts. I hate that. I would rather just have regular buttons on there. Also, another thing that I really don't like is these physical connectors that they have for charging, which I guess is not too bad, but over time, those can get dirty and you might have to clean them in order to get a good connection and have them charge. And the problem with that is that if you don't keep up with that and you don't notice that they're getting dirty and you don't notice that you're getting a bad connection, you might end up in a position where you're counting on having these for a flight or something and you don't have them because they never did charge. So I just wish that they would just use wireless charging at this point. As far as charging the case itself, I do like the fact that it charges through USB-C. I really like that. I think most things should be charging with USB Type-C at this point. So overall, I have mixed feelings on these. I really like the clarity of the mic and the clarity of the sound when you're listening to music and podcasts. I think they sound pretty good for the price. I do wish that both of these earbuds would last the full 5 hours. It's not like I'm on using earbuds for 5 hours at a time usually. However, I'm going to be just more paranoid about not having them charged up. They're not going to beat out an expensive pair of Sonys or Bose or whatever, but for the price, I'm pretty impressed. Well, I hope you found this video useful and interesting. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And if you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments. I would love to talk to you down there. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Okay, when you put the earbuds in, a light will light up. Sometimes. There it goes. The one